Guess who's sick on their very first week of YouTube? Hey guys, happy Friday. I hope you're doing a lot better than I'm feeling right now, but the show must go on. So today I'm doing the best of Netflix. I'm going to be doing a couple different categories of Netflix, so hopefully you'll have a little bit easier time choosing something to watch this weekend while you're just chilling and Netflixing. Now, not all of these films are critically acclaimed by any means, but I do think they are worth the watch and they're not going to be a complete waste of your time. So for the action category, I've chosen the movie SWAT. This movie features Samuel L. Jackson, Colin Farrell, LL Cool J, Jeremy Renner, and Michelle Rodriguez. It's about a ragtag group of police officers who assemble to create a SWAT team. While an international criminal must be transferred from prison, he offers a reward for anyone who can free him, like $1 million or something like that. And then after that, shit just hits the fan. All these people want to free him to get this prize money. But if you like ragtag groups of police officers, montages featuring a lot of group training, LL Cool J abs, and a ton of actiony, fun stuff, you'll definitely like this movie. So for comedy, I've chosen a stand-up. I've chosen one of my favorite comedians, John Mulaney's New in Town. This comedy is probably one of the best ones that I've ever found on Netflix. He's a little bit crazy. Well, he's not crazy. He jumps around a lot. He doesn't have very good segues, but stick with it. He's really, really funny. It'll leave you quoting it time and time again afterwards. I love this one. I saw him live, and the guy's just hilarious. Definitely worth checking out. So for horror, I've decided to choose the movie Dead Silence. This movie's about a guy who's investigating his wife's murder. She received a doll, a ventriloquist dummy, just before she died. He goes to his hometown to investigate what's going on with this ventriloquist doll. It's basically got a lot of ventriloquist dolls, creepy dummies, kind of a cool horror story. There's a couple plot twists which are pretty interesting. This movie's directed by James Wan, which probably one of the best horror directors, although I don't really know why he's going into Furious 7 and he's doing Aquaman in the future. That's kind of confusing. But he should stay with horror because he's really good at that. Definitely check this one out. Now for a family movie. I have to pick one of my all-time favorite cartoon movies ever, The Emperor's New Groove. If you haven't seen this movie yet, or if you haven't let your kids see this movie yet, you absolutely have to. It's one of the best, one of the funniest movies I've ever seen that's animated. It's not the flashy 3D cartoons you get nowadays, but it's probably one of the best stories, one of the best adventures, has some of the best comedy I've ever seen in a cartoon. It's probably one of the most timeless as well. John Goodman, David Spade plays this emperor who gets turned into a llama. They have to get him changed back. Absolutely hilarious movie. Also features one of the best animated characters ever, Kronk, who got his own cartoon. I actually haven't seen that one, but you don't have to see that because this one has exactly everything you need, and Kronk is absolutely hilarious. Definitely check this one out. Share it with your family because it's the best animated movie possibly ever. Now on to romance and drama. I've chosen the movie Remember Me. Yes, Remember Me with Robert Pattinson. R. Pats. Not my favorite actor of all time, but he does a really good job in this movie. He plays kind of this depressed guy, and it takes place in New York pretty much. It's actually all in New York, but he falls in love with this girl after like this whole bed thing. It's kind of a cheesy concept when I say it like that, but it's actually a really good movie. There's a twist to this movie. Don't Google it. Don't do anything. If you know anything about this movie, just look at the box. Don't read it. Just don't read it because you'll ruin it for yourself. I luckily saw this movie without having any knowledge about it, and this movie really blew my mind with the plot twist at the end. Like, I was completely shocked. Don't look it up. Please don't look it up. It's definitely kind of crazy, but it's really good, and you should check it out. Just the romance story alone, apart from his super slow Twilight kissing, is really, really good. So definitely check it out. On to the classics. For the classics, we have Saturday Night Fever. This movie came out in the late 70s, just before Grease. It features a young John Travolta who's obsessed with being out at the disco and having a good time and being young. If you don't want to see this movie for any other reason, at least watch it for young John Travolta with a New York accent. Spent a lot of time doing my hair, and he hits me in my hair. Watch him dancing, doing his hair, and all these other ridiculous activities like walking down the street to Bee Gees music. If you don't watch this movie for any other reason, that's reason enough for me. This movie was just a classic in any way. It's just hilarious to watch now, and it's just a good time. So if you have a little bit more of a refined palate for films, I have a documentary for you. The documentary I chose was Winter on Fire, The Fight for Freedom. This movie's about a situation that happened in Ukraine not just a couple of years ago, like 2013 to 2015, I believe. This movie talks about the revolution of Ukraine. They had this peaceful protest, which quickly turned violent. The government and police got very violent with the people. The people did everything that they could to protect and try and join the European Union. Everything turned out great, but this movie is definitely, it's very brutal at times, but it's definitely worth the watch. I mean, just getting to see these people overcome this oppression from the government, it's very scary, especially to think if these people went through this. A lot of the visuals almost seem fake, but it's real events. They seem so fake, some of the visuals, because they just seem so unreal. Some of the camera shots just alone from far away, or seeing the riot police, everything, it's very beautifully done, but it's also very hard-hitting in the way the story is told. Definitely worth checking out, especially if the U.S. is gonna be going through something crazy like having maybe Trump run this country. We don't know what's going to happen with that, but this type of revolution is the kind of thing that these people needed. They got it, and they're much better off for it. Definitely check this movie out. It's great, great movie. If you're in the mood to binge watch a TV show, you should definitely check out the television series, which is a Netflix original, Daredevil. This series is absolutely phenomenal. It's got 2 seasons right now, 13 episodes each, totaling 26. I know that seems a little bit excessive if you don't have a lot of free time, but it's definitely worth checking out. The first season sets up the characters very, very well. It might frustrate you a little bit at times, but it's definitely worth checking out. The second season just blows the doors off completely of the first season. Says we're here to kick ass, and it delivers. Team Foggy season 2, by the way. Definitely worth checking out, for sure. A lot of great action, tons of great stunts, great drama, crime, thriller. It does everything really, really well. Definitely check it out. So that's it for this week, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned in for next week when I'm going to have tons more videos. Hopefully I'll sound a lot better by then. Again, thank you for watching. Be sure to go on my channel and look at all my other videos from this week. Rewatch them, share them with everyone. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next one.